Oh yeah, today is a day I'm pretty excited about. I finally got the GoPro 8 in my hands. I can actually open it and let you guys know if this is worth getting. I plan to do a series of videos about this guy. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that and click the little bell icon so you don't miss it whenever these come out. Not only am I going to be doing a lot of videos just on the GoPro 8, but I'm going to be comparing the GoPro 8 to a bunch of other action cameras. The GoPro 4, the GoPro 7, the Osmo Action, the Insta360 1X, and many more. So stick around and let's get into this video right now. I'm going to be talking about this as an actual action camera. So if you use this for snowboarding, mountain biking, and other fun stuff like that, that is the viewpoint I'm going to be talking about when discussing this camera. I will be doing other videos talking about it more as a vlogging camera later on. But for now, let's stick to what it was originally designed for, and that's an action camera. The GoPro 8 comes in a box that's virtually identical to the GoPro 7. Like GoPros before it, it comes attached to a little plastic piece, which you can keep if you need. It comes with a box that you open up, and you get all this fine reading material. GoPro Plus is something they're definitely pushing with the GoPro 8. Gives you some instructions on how to use the hinges and the battery and put an SD card into it. Cautions, need helps, stickers, a big fat instruction book. Only one mount this time. I could have sworn they used to come with more than that. Charging cable, battery, that's it. The GoPro 7 had all the nice fine reading materials, but came with a couple of mounts. So they're skimping you on the mounts this time. This is your first time with the GoPro. Pull up this little flap here, pinch these little guys here, and it slides right off. Get it out of this mount, unscrew right there, and pull that out. And here we have it. The GoPro 8. So now that we've got this out of the box, let me tell you my first thoughts. The hinge at the bottom, the new attachment point, I'm honestly not a very big fan of that. You'd think I would be because it's convenient. I see it as a point that's going to eventually break for those who use these as an action camera. The very first thing I see is that the lens cover is attached. So that means if you shatter it, chip it, break it in any way, shape, or form, you have to send it to GoPro to get that fixed. You can't just buy one for $10 to $20 and replace it yourself like you can on the 5, 6, and 7. They have reverted all the way back to how it was when the GoPro 4 was out, where the lens cover was not easily replaced by you, and you'd have to send it in to get it repaired. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is this bottom mounting system. In theory, it seems like a pretty cool idea because it gets rid of the housing that you have to use, and you can just flip them in and flip them out. The benefit of the housing is if you fall and these tabs break. So my GoPro broke off. You can buy a new housing, pop it in, and you're good to go. GoPro does sell replacement pieces. However, if you fall hard enough to break these out, then there's a good chance you're messing up these tiny little screws at the bottom. And if those strip out, that's it. They've replaced the battery door, which is normally on the bottom, to the side with this weird little pull then flip mechanism. And it doesn't even open. It doesn't open all the way without popping off, and it is sort of a pain in the ass to pop back on. There we go. Okay, it's not that bad. Right off the bat, I don't like the way this door feels compared to the 7 or the 5 or even the 4, and it pops off so easy. So I'm not digging that GoPro. It just makes me wonder, are you trying to make it so that we spend more money to buy replacement pieces, like having to send this in to fix that? Having to buy new ones of these, having to send the camera in if these screws strip out on the bottom. Is that intentional? Or did you really think these were good moves on your part when you put this together? Because this door, I don't like it. I really don't like it. And it's off again. The battery is the same as on the 5, 6, and 7, which is really nice. They have a blue ring around it. So you slide the battery in, and the door flew off again. So you slide the battery in, and then you reattach your door. If you're out on a powder snowboarding day, hope you don't have to replace your batteries. If you drop that in the snow, you're going to lose it. There's a little sticker you got to peel off on the back, and then we turn it on. So powering this on for the first time, I'm curious. Oh, wow. Can you see that? Can you see that? You see what I'm seeing? There is a huge bezel around that screen. You saw this big area on the back, right? It looks like it's going to have a bigger screen, but no. I honestly don't think there's a bigger screen on the GoPro 8 at all compared to the 7. They really dropped the ball on that. One of the nice things about the Osmo Action is that screen real estate that they have. We're not going to get into the Osmo Action too much in this video. I did a few videos about it when it first came out, and they've done a lot of updates to this camera, and it's changed my opinion on it in many ways. We'll be doing a side-by-side of these two cameras later, so make sure to subscribe for that. So we're going to go ahead and set it up now. It does ask you to connect your camera to the GoPro app, but you can skip it. So that's sort of cool, because when I got the Osmo Action, you actually had to make an account and set something up with DJI to even film with the camera at all. Once you get it all open and everything going, you connect it to the app, and it's going to do an update, which is going to give you a few new features. I know the color profile is going to be pretty awesome on this. I'm not worried about that part of the GoPro. I know the functionality is going to be pretty amazing on it. I know the stabilization 2.0 is going to be pretty amazing on it. So far, what I'm concerned about most is the design, the build, the placement of the way they did things. It's really mind-blowing to me that they reverted away from some of the things that are on the 7 and made such weak points on the 8. Others might argue that those are great, but I break these things, man. I use them snowboarding, and I don't want to send it back to GoPro to fix them. So let's get outside and do a quick little test on a short little selfie stick with the GoPro 7 and the GoPro 8 and see what our initial impressions are. I bet you thought I was going to be out snowboarding, but not in this video. We're going to save that for the next video, where I'm going to take the Osmo Action and use it against the GoPro 8 on the slopes to see which of those two works better in action environments. Right now, let's go ahead and turn these babies on, and we're going to go back and forth from the audio and the picture of each one and see which one looks better to you. We're going to start out in 1080-30 linear view in both cameras, just doing a little casual walk, because a lot of the time when you are just out setting up an action, you are going to use it in a linear view to make it closer up to the subject. You're going to use the audio from the camera. So we're just sort of testing that out right now as we do a casual stroll over this uneven ground to see if one has the advantage over the other. Ooh, that's some solid ice. We are now out walking on the ice, slipping and sliding. I cannot believe it's solid enough to hold me already. It's a little freaky. That looks like it gets thinner that way, so we don't want to go too far that way. All right, let's go ahead and switch it into 1080-30 wide. We're keeping it on myself to see how shaky it is as I just do a little jogging by the ice. Still can't believe that's already that thick already. Whoa. That's crazy. Nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. We'll go out here instead. Oh, big rocks. This is me running through the rocks, shaking it up pretty good. This is me running through the rocks, shaking it up pretty good. This is me running through the rocks, shaking it up pretty good. This is me running through the rocks, shaking it up pretty good. Which one sounds better? Look at all those birds, look at that. Whoa. Let's go ahead and test the waterproofness on this thing. That is crazy cool. Audio coming straight out of the water. Which one sounds better? Which one sounds worse? That was freshly dunked in some freezing cold water. What do you think in the comments below? Which one goes back to sounding normal quicker than the other once it's been wet? Now we're doing 1080-30, but in Superview, which is the widest view that GoPro offers, which is a wider view than you can get in the Osmo Action. If you do action stuff, and you're running around on a skateboard, snowboard, whatever, it's a pretty cool thing to have that, because it takes in more of the environment around you instead of just cutting you off here like linear does. You could probably see a lot more than just my boobies at this point. There is one thing that I'm noticing with the new 8 versus the 7, because it has the built-in hinge, it has a little more movement or play in that hinge than when you have the case around it. You're probably not going to be able to see that, and honestly, it's probably not going to ever affect the video quality because the stabilization in it is so good. It's something to know, and it could very well be another thing added on to that possible weak point with the new hinge setup. Let's go ahead and get some clear under the water shots here where it's all nice and melty. And right out of the water, it should sound all muffled again. But that's what you get when you play in the water with the GoPro. There's a boost mode on the GoPro 8. We are now in wide angle. It doesn't seem to work even at super wide. I think it needs that extra bit of frame to be able to boost in and stabilize things. So we'll do a little run and a little jogging. Oh man, I'm exaggerating with my left hand. I'm really going like, you know, shaking it around. Oh, we're on the old road. And let's turn the cameras around and see it the other way. And again, I'm shaking the heck out of these cameras. I'm really shaking it pretty good. So we can see which one is more stabilized. Does it really make a difference? Now this is one field of view that the GoPro 7 doesn't have. So I'm in linear now on the 7, and I'm in their close-up mode on the 8. So you should see a pretty big difference. It should be a lot closer to me. Does either one of them cut me off at the boobies? Let me know in the comments if you think you would ever actually use this particular field of view. Both of the cameras have slow-mo, 120 and 240. We're in 120 right now. And we're gonna just run along the water here. I'm gonna slow it down and post right now. Now, you know I couldn't do this video without a wind test on my skateboard. So let's go ahead and pick up some speed and see which one has better built-in wind detection and cancellation. They're both on auto wind correction. Woo, it's cold. It's not cold unless you're moving though. So which one sounds better to you right now? I'm going probably, whoa, about 20 miles per hour. So, woo, those cracks are not good. What a beautiful day by the lake. Which one has better audio when moving like this? You can see Keystone, that's where we're gonna go snowboarding with these cameras, hopefully tomorrow. One last thing to keep in mind, both of these have the Pro Tunes set the exact same way. Let me know in those comments below which of the two cameras' color profiles you actually like better in more of these scenes. Now, let's get to the studio. And we are back in the studio, and let me just adjust this camera. All right, so that is my initial unboxing and impressions of the GoPro 8. I'm not gonna go ahead and really fill you in on what I think of this camera yet. I am making a couple other videos that are gonna answer those questions and show you firsthand what I think, as well as give you something so you can make up your mind on what you think. To me, there's a couple of big questions that need to be answered. First one is, if you already have a GoPro 7, is it worth upgrading to the GoPro 8? And question number 2, did GoPro drop the ball with the design of the GoPro 8? The answers to all those questions and more are coming. I've been out making video after video on the GoPro 8, comparing it to the Osmo Action, comparing it on the slopes to the GoPro 7. If I only had limited funds and already had this and was debating whether or not I should get this, what's the right thing for you? This video that you just watched might help you decide that already. If so, that's awesome. Let me know in the comments below which camera you have or which camera you decided on. And if you want to help support the channel, check out the shirts at the end of this video. And if you do pick one up, make sure to send me a link on Instagram or Twitter so I can include you in an upcoming video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.